Hey, good morning, everybody. It's June 22nd, 2025. Welcome to my backyard. I'm going to do a video. This is the first time I've ever done this. There was actually a viewer subscriber who commented and said that they thought my yard was beautiful, and it just made my day. They did this yesterday, and it got me thinking. There's a couple channels that I subscribe to. One of them is by a gentleman named Larry Satswell. His channel is awesome. If you and I'll link to these channels in my description below. Larry's channel is awesome, and there's another one. I believe she's called Butterflies and Birds in the Garden. But those two channels, they frequently go around their yard and show their setup, and I love those videos. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I should do that with mine. I don't think my yard is that impressive, but more for my own records. I thought it would be kind of cool to have these videos and look back over the years and see, am I still in this house? If so, how different does it look 5 years from now than maybe today? Or if I ever move from here, because I have moved quite a bit over the past few years, just to have these videos to look back and see my old yard. So anyway, I'm gonna give a quick tour. I would love, if there's any feedback, if anyone sees anything they like, don't like, think I should do differently, I would love to hear it. But I'm just gonna start real quick with some of my plants. These are just some random succulents. This patio gets very little direct sun. So I've got Christmas cactus, some kind of succulent over there. Again, random. I wish I knew the names of these, but I really don't when it comes to succulents. I do know this is a calancho back here. But this is just kind of an area for the plants that don't like a lot of direct sun. This is where they go. This is Greg's mist flower. Someone gave me that as a gift a few years ago. I've never figured out what to do with it. So it's just in this big kind of whiskey barrel on my patio. And then I've got another succulent coming up out of the top of it. Porterweed, purple porterweed. For some reason, it hasn't wanted to bloom for me this year. I don't know if it's just not getting enough sun or what the deal is with it. Some random succulents down here. I'm drawing a blank on the name of this plant, but I just picked it up the other day for like $1 at my local grocery store. I've got some pots here in the front that have these blue, some type of salvia, I believe, in those. And again, sorry, some of these I'm going to know the exact name of and others not so much, but here's another one over here. I'll keep heading this way. This is a mandevilla that is on life support. I'm hoping it's going to be happy there, get a lot of sun, and grow up that little makeshift trellis. So far, it's not going very well, but we'll see what happens. This is a Barbados cherry tree. Again, hasn't bloomed for me yet, but it seems like it's doing okay. Lyanthus, I think, is the name of this plant. This little back bed over here, so these shrubs, this is a cool plant. This is hot lip salvia. I bought one of these at a garden center. Started off tiny, and I propagated it to make 3 of them to make this row in the back of this bed. But they're cool. I'll come in and show. These actually do have blooms on them. What's great with this plant is it seems like it blooms pretty much year round. And the great thing about it is the blooms are not always red. Sometimes they're red, sometimes they're a little bit more of like this hot pink color. But then they also bloom white sometimes too, for whatever reason. I think it's just weather conditions or moisture conditions, but it's a fun plant because sometimes you'll come out and you'll have pink blooms. Sometimes you'll come out and you'll have white, and sometimes you'll have a mix of white and pink. So it's a great plant. It's very easy to trim and shape. I'm letting it stay kind of big right now, but really cool plant, hot lip salvia. This is Texas star hibiscus in this container. I know everyone looks at my videos and they always say, hey, you'd be better with Texas star hibiscus having it in the ground. I just don't really have anywhere to put it in the ground. But this is it's one of my all-time favorite plants. It's getting ready to open up some blooms right now. Texas star hibiscus, you'll see I've got it in a few places in my flower bed. Cigar plant, rosemary, lantana. This is my bird bath. If you watch my channel, I have a bird bath, but I also have one of these smart bird feeder cameras propped up on the bird bath. I'm really not feeding a lot of bird seed this time of year, but I'm still using the camera to show me if anything new is visiting my bird bath. I do have bluebird babies. This is my bluebird house. If you've never checked out my channel before, I'll show this real quick because I actually have babies in the house right now. How cool is this? There are my bluebird babies. Aren't they pretty? I will let their mom come tend to them and feed them. But this is my second round of bluebird babies. Check out my channel if you're interested in bluebirds. That is a Gilbertson bluebird house. It's amazing. As long as I've had that house, you put it up in the spring, I've always had bluebirds. No matter where I've lived, They love that house. White lantana, sunshine ligustrum. And then you come over here, this is kind of my main flower bed in my backyard. Some of the stuff I planted, some of it was here already when I moved in. But just real quick, plumerias. I haven't had much luck with them blooming this year, but they're a very easy plant to grow, and I love that they just give me kind of a different structure in the flower bed. Again, Texas star hibiscus. Here's one that's actually blooming. How cool is that bloom? I mean, look at the size of it. There's my hand. Look at that bloom on there. Texas star hibiscus. I love this plant. It does stay in a container, but I never pull those containers in the winter. That plant can handle cold temperatures, hot. It comes back every year. It's an awesome plant. Texas star hibiscus, lantana. This is another plumeria. I just kind of threw it in this pot that I grabbed from my parents' place the other day. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, but for now it's just holding a plumeria. More lantana, more Texas star hibiscus, more plumeria, foxtail ferns. That back row of shrubs there, I didn't plant those. Those were here when I moved in. I believe that's pineapple guava. It's never done anything for me, but it does stay evergreen, so I don't really mind it in my flower bed. My bird feeder pole, I'm feeding some suet nuggets at the moment, but this is my bird feeder pole. And there's the bed, a couple rose bushes, foxtail ferns in the front that stay nice and low. So that kind of gives me my structure of my main bed. And then I've got one more bed over here that is just some more sunshine ligustrum that I keep nice and short. This is goldenrod, a different variety of lantana back here. And then as you walk around, Jatropha tropica, I believe is the name of this plant. Jatropha, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. But that's my Jatropha plant. I forget the name of these. Chinese fringe plant, I believe is that the name for that. This is a bougainvillea. I bought this thing. Look at the thorns on this thing. I love this plant, but I hate its thorns. I bought it. It came home in a container about the size of my hand less than a month ago. And I threw it in the ground and it is going crazy. It's not blooming for me, but that's bougainvillea and it is getting nice and tall. So I'm hoping in the fall when the temperatures cool off a little bit, or maybe later this summer, it'll start blooming because I think it looks awesome there. And it seems like it's happy. It just won't give me any blooms. This is my water feature here. I love the sound it makes. I love the look of it. It never really brings in any birds or anything, but it's kind of fun to look at and relaxing. Got 3 little dianthus plants here in the front of this bed, and then a little salvia hanging in this hanging basket. So that's kind of the setup of the patio and the yard. And then when you come to this back wall here, this pot is just a bunch of, anytime someone gives me a bulb or a canna, this is just a bunch of cannas thrown into a pot. They don't look great right now, but they always seem like they kind of bounce back. Something's eating the leaves on them at nighttime. I got to figure out what that is, but that's all cannas. This is dwarf pomegranate. This is bee balm. I love the way the bee balm looks in this container, but it's never bloomed on me. So I don't know what I need to do to get bee balm blooming, but that's bee balm. And in this little corner over here is another bird bath with a camera on it. I haven't got the birds to figure out that there's a bird bath over here. They never use it, but it's kind of a shaded spot if they want some cold water in the bird bath. And then I've got a Buddha belly plant here, a hanging basket here with a lantana that I need to do something with and kind of repot that and make it look better. And then I've just got some random plants down here, another type of salvia and some mint. And then in this pot here, this is what's growing up this trellis. This is actually coral honeysuckle. It blooms in the spring. It never really blooms any other time during the year for some reason. And then over here, I've got another pot that I'm trying to grow up the trellis. And it is some type of jasmine, pink jasmine, I believe is the name of it. And then the last thing to wrap it up is my, I'm drawing a blank on this one. Sorry, and I should know this. I always forget the name of it. Hydrangea. It's my hydrangea plant. It doesn't like a lot of sun and it's super hot where I live. But anyway, he's happy over in that corner in the shade. So anyway, this is my backyard. Quick tour of it. Again, nothing too impressive in my opinion, but it's home. And I thought you guys might enjoy seeing it. I'll do another video in the future with my front yard. There's not a whole lot going on out there. And then at the same time, since this is the end of June, I might revisit this and do another video in a few months just to show how different everything looks as we get to the end of the summer and come into the fall season. But in terms of my favorite plants, it's really hard to say. The lantana is hard to argue with because it's just low maintenance and it always has blooms on it. I love all my lantana plants. But this is the star of the show. I mean, when this guy blooms, it's really cool. That Texas star hibiscus. I used to have one that bloomed white, and I don't know what happened to it, or if the temperature affects the way it blooms, but there is a white blooming one, but the red is by far the more impressive. But it's a great plant. And then, the rest of it is just pretty much, hey, whatever's in bloom makes me happy. So that's kind of my strategy. But, now that you've seen the setup, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, any advice for me, hey, I always love to hear from my viewers. And thanks for coming on this tour with me. Have a great Sunday, great rest of the weekend, and we'll do this again soon. Take care.